નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. વેલકમ ટુ આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી.
Standard 8, Subject Science, Chapter 1, Crop Production and Management. See, dear students, today we will go for some revision about these topics. So you know that crop production, producing the crops, crop productions and management. Management means after the production, how we have to manage or store it. First of all, we will see what is crop. What do you mean by crop? The crop means when plants of the same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called as a crop. So what is crop? When plants of the same kind are cultivated at the one place on a large scale, so this is called as a crop. For example, crop of the wheat means that all the plants grown in the field are that of wheat. Okay, got the idea now what is crop? Now next one is we'll see types of the crops. So know that India is a vast country, very big country. The climatic conditions are also like temperature, humidity, means atmosphere contains moisture, humidity and rainfall are very different from one place to another or one region to the another. Accordingly, there is a rich variety of crops grown in the different parts of the country. So despite this diversity, two main classification, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. So there is kharif crops and rabi crops. So what do you mean by kharif crops? The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called as kharif crops. Okay, grown in the rainy season. The rainy season when? The rainy season in India is generally from June to September. So paddy, maize, soyabean, groundnut and cotton. So these are all the examples of the kharif crops. So next one is what is rabi crops? The crops grown in the winter season, especially October to March, are called as a rabi crops. Example of rabi crops are wheat, gram, pea, mustard. So these are all the rabi crops. So what do you mean by agricultural practices? The cultivation of the crops involves several activities undertaken by the farmers over a period of time. These activities tasks are referred to as agricultural practices. See, these are the list of agricultural practices: preparation of the soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizer, irrigation, and next protecting from the weeds, harvesting, and storage. So these are all agricultural practices. Now let us discuss one by one. Preparation of the soil. See, before sowing the seeds, the preparation of the soil should be prepared. The preparation of the soil is the first step before growing the crop. See, one of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. Soil you have to turn it or uplift it and loosen it. This allows the root to penetrate it, goes deeper into the soil. The loose soil allows the roots to breathe easily. Okay? And even when they go deep into the soil. The loosened soil also helps the growth of the earthworms and microbes. So these are present in the soil. So these organisms are the friends of the farmer because they are further turn the soil and loosen the soil and adding humus, black colored soil, that humus to it. Okay, so in this way they make the soil fertile. The next one is what is tilling. The process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or ploughing, you are saying. Okay, now we'll see the agricultural implements here using are the plough and hoe. These are the agricultural tools they are using. So next one is what do you mean by sowing? Sowing means what? Sowing is an important part of the crop productions. Before sowing, the good quality, clean and healthy seeds of good varieties are selected. Okay, farmers prefer to use seeds which are giving the high yield, high quantity. Okay. Now, the traditional tools they are using are here for the selection of the seeds. The tools used traditionally for sowing seed is shaped like a funnel. These seeds are filled into the funnel and passing through the 2 or 3 pipes. Sharp end will be there. These ends pierce into the soil and placing the seeds there. And next one is now modern ways nowadays the seed drill they are using. Okay, use for sowing with the help of the tractors. Okay, this what will happen? This sows the seeds uniformly at equal distances and equal depths. It makes the seeds get covered by the soil after sowing. Now the next one is adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of the plants are called manure and fertilizers. See, this manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of the plant or animal waste. Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits, or in pits means what? In small, what you are saying, just the ground is digged, the pits, small, what you are saying, like hollow structures, and at open places and allow it to decompose there. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. The decomposition matter is used as a manure. And what are the advantages of the manure here? The advantages of manure is the organic manure is considered the better than the fertilizers. See, fertilizers. Why? Because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases takes place. And it increases the number of friendly microbes. It improves the texture, the shape of the soil. So that is why, compared to fertilizer, manure is the very good one. So what is fertilizers? Fertilizers are chemicals which are rich in the particular nutrient. Say for example, urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash. So these are all the example of the fertilizers. Okay. Now you see that what is irrigation? What do you mean by irrigation means what? So irrigation means the supply of water to the crops at regular intervals is called as irrigation. See, the supply of water to the crops or to the field at regular interval is called as irrigation. And sources of irrigation. The sources of irrigation are wells, will be tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, canals. So these are the sources. Now you see traditional methods of irrigation. Traditional method what? The pulley system, pulley system and chain pump. So these are all the labor they are using in these methods, and these are cheaper as well as less efficient also. Now the modern method will be different. Modern method of irrigation will be sprinkler system and drip system will be there. See, the sprinkler system, modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically. Okay, sprinkler system, you see, this system is more useful on the uneven land. Uneven land will be where sufficient water is not available, so the sprinkler system is the best one. So here what will be there? When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under the pressure with the help of the pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles will be there. It gets sprinkled on the crop like a rain. So this is the sprinkler system. Now another one is the drip system. This is also very good one. In this system, the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots. So it is called as a drip system. It is the best technique for watering the fruit plants or gardens or trees. Okay, here no water is wasted. Okay, in this way, this is the one. Next one is protection from the weeds. What do you mean by weeds? The undesirable plants are called weeds. You know that for these weeds are, the removal of weeds is called weeding. And this weed, what will be there? In a field, many other undesirable, along with the desirable crop or plants undesirable also grow naturally along with the crop. These undesirable plants are called creeps. So what they will do, they will absorb the nutrients. So that is why the desirable plants will not grow properly. So that's why you have to remove the undesirable, you have to remove the weeds. For the farmers adopt many ways to remove the weeds and control their growth. One is by tilling one, and another one is by the manual removal by using the sickle or kurfi. And the third one is by control by using the certain chemicals. So that is called as weedicides. Okay, this is about the protection from the weed. So next one is harvesting. Harvesting means what? Harvesting of a crop is an important task. So this is very important one. The cutting of the crop after it is mature, it is called as an harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. See, harvesting in our country is either done manually by the sickle or by the machine. It is called as harvester. Okay. Then here, separation of in the harvested crops, you know that the grain seeds are need to be separated from the chaff. So this process is called as threshing, you are saying. So this is carried out with the help of the machine that is called as combine. Okay, next one is another method with the farmers with small holdings of land due to the separation of the grain and chaff by the winnowing methods and also they are using. So next one is the last one is the storage. See, storage of produce is an important task. If the harvested grains are to be kept for a longer time, they should be safe from the moisture, insects and rats. See, they should be protected from the moisture, then insects, then rats. See, like this, they should be protected from this one. So harvested grains have more moisture will be there. So hence before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture. So this prevents the attack by the insects, pests, bacteria and fungi. Okay. So farmers stores the grains in jute bags or in the metallic bins. However, nowadays on a large scale storage grains is done silos. What is that? silos. This is also done. And granaries will be there. GRANARIS. So in this way. So granaries. To protect them from pests and like rats and insects. Okay. Then another method is the dried neem leaves are also using for storing the food grains at home. Okay, in large quantities. And special chemical in big gardens, special chemical treatments are also required to protect them from the pests. Now, next one is the last heading is food from the animals. So you know that animals we are getting the food like milk, fish, eggs. So like this we are getting. So that is why. So what you have to do that after this, many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major part of the diet. So we have to the process of crop production, how we are taking the care for the plants. So in this way, similarly, animals also should be reared at home or in farms, have to be provided with the proper food, shelter, and as well as special care. So if it is done in the greater on a large scale, so this is called as animal husbandry. So sometimes asking the question, what do you mean by animal husbandry? Okay, this also. So remember this one. Now one more remembering point should be, fish is good for the health. So from the fish we are getting cod liver oil. So what is here? See, cod liver oil we are getting from the fish. So this is rich in the vitamin D. Okay, these are some of the highlights of this lesson. Okay, this is the revision part of lesson number 1, crop production and management. So, dear students, just go through all these points with carefully, okay, understand this all and learn it. Definition also. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us